You're listening to Fusion Patrol, a listener-supported podcast. Each week, we take a single episode of a science fiction TV series, movie, or audio and overanalyze it to within an inch of its life. Welcome to the discussion. Hello and welcome to another episode of Fusion Patrol. I'm Eugene.
And I'm John.
And tonight we are looking at Season 1, Episode 20 of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. A Dream of Jennifer. Episode synopsis. Buck, Theo, and Tweaky are shopping for hot tub components when Buck spies a pretty girl and dashes off after her. He fails to catch her, but Buck is now visibly upset. That night, Buck has a dream of his last night on Earth before the Ranger 3 mission. He has a date with his girlfriend, Jennifer, who is the spitting image of the woman Buck was chasing. Not realizing he will never return for her, Buck promises that Ranger 3 will be his last mission and he will never leave her again. The next day, Wilma notices that Buck is not feeling well, but to her own sadness, Buck doesn't want to talk with her about it. They make a detour to the new Chicago spaceport where Wilma has some business. While waiting, Buck spies the woman again and gives chase, calling the name Jenny, but she does not react to the name. She boards a shuttle before Buck can catch her. From the flight records, he learns that her name is Layla Markson, and that she was heading to City-on-the-Sea, or New Orleans, as it was known in the 20th century, for the Festival of Masks, or Mardi Gras, as it was known in the 20th century. Commander Reeve of the Coven Warriors is in City-on-the-Sea, as is his aide Nola. They are there to carry out a plot which requires the assistance of Buck Rogers, and Layla Markson is in their employ. She has been created as a lure to capture Buck. Buck once again finds Layla, but this time, using her correct name, he catches her attention, and she recognizes him as the crazy man from the spaceport. They go to a cafe so that Buck can explain his madness. It's not long before the old Buck magic has worked its charms on Layla, and she warns Buck to leave right away. But it is too late. The Coven arrive. Buck kicks their butts, and he and Layla escape. Meanwhile, Wilma is on a top-secret mission. She is taking a clandestine shipment of arms to the Vega colony, which is under siege by the Coven. The shipment is being transported by an antique cargo ship designed to not arouse the suspicions of the Coven. Buck and Layla don't evade capture for long, as she has had a tracker placed in her. The Coven soon capture them both. Under threat of Layla's death, Buck agrees to do what they want, to destroy a cargo ship piloted by androids that is taking arms to the Vega colony. Buck heads out, but Nola is sent with him. If they don't see an explosion in 12 hours, Layla will die. Buck and Nola reach the ship and get aboard. Buck and Wilma are mutually surprised to see each other, but they soon dispatch Nola and Buck hatches a plan. Wilma will detonate a bomb in space, which will fool the Coven into thinking the ship has been destroyed. Buck returns and kicks some Coven butt, but is once again captured and about to be killed. Layla, of course, gets in the way of the killing shot and is mortally wounded. Really pissed, Buck kicks their butts twice as hard, but Layla dies in his arms. Buck takes 3 weeks leave to grieve both Layla and Jennifer, and finally puts the world of the past behind him. The end. All right, A Dream of Jennifer. I just want to say, it took me a little while to encapsulate what I was thinking when we get to the plot of bad guy's fake dead person from hero's past to do whatever. And the best I could come up with is, this is a trite, cliched, worn out, hoary old chestnut of a plot.
There you go.
I didn't think of any more words for it, but there you go.
Yeah, I think that would sum it up.
Terrible, but it is definitely well used and not well used. Well used as in used a lot, but not used well in this case.
Yeah, the execution was lame. A more convoluted plan could not have been hatched by anyone. It's just sad.
Yeah, no, this is one of my key points here, is that this is a terrible, terrible way to get Buck to go along with you. This plot, we replicate somebody who is going to take our hero. So you put the hero in charge of something, like he's in charge of security at this big base, and then you throw this ghost of his past into him to put him off his game so that he does not perform well, right? That's how you use this admittedly trite, cliche, worn out, hoary old chestnut of a plot. But that's how you use it. You don't use it to then blackmail him into doing what you want. You've already pissed him off. That, you've created this replicant of to do it. And you're like, and then what if I ask you, would they have done if Layla hadn't kind of gone soft on Buck? Was her job just to bring Buck to Reeve? And then Reeve would go, okay, Buck, we're going to kill you if you don't do this thingamajiggy. And all they needed to do was to kidnap Buck.
Right.
They didn't need to go to the castle. They just were like, all right, we're going to kill you if you don't do this thingamajiggy. And then he goes, well, you can just kill me. And then they just pull any random person off the street. And they go, we're going to kill this person if you don't do it. And Buck would cave. Right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That they
said,
go to this.
And also, it's way too complicated of a plan. I mean, it's just, if you're going to try using this, your goal is to essentially stop an arms shipment. So you're gonna go break into somebody's
months ago, maybe.
Way before all this happened, to get some information on them. You come across a photograph, have this brilliant idea of, hey, we'll impersonate this photograph, whoever's in this photograph. Don't know who it is, but yeah. And, and start all that stuff up. And it's like, why?
Right.
Jeez, there's got to be easier ways of doing it.
All you've got to do is to do this to throw him off his game, to get him distracted. That's the only way this works. But he is distracted, but it's they don't want him distracted. They want him at his top of his game for destroying the
right. They want to turn him into an enemy agent.
Yeah.
And that's really not, it doesn't seem to be the easiest and most efficient way of doing it. Apparently it did not work out very well for them in the end.
Neither apparently did their siege of the Vega colony, because apparently they've got a siege going, and I think somewhere in my notes I tried to work out the hours. They can attack the planet in 2 hours, but it takes the freighter 6 hours to get from the Stargate to the planet, which would imply that the Coven are between the Stargate and the planet, and they're doing this thing called a siege.
Yeah, it didn't. I didn't bother looking at the times. It's like, there's a lot of times being discussed, and that, to me, that usually means that's actually not important. It doesn't matter. And yeah, I think that was pretty much accurate.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it didn't make any.
I was trying to find the high points of this to add to my notes, and I really, the high points are throwaway lines, and minor stuff that happens outside the story.
Okay.
Like Tweaky. It says a pretty girl and it's off to the races.
Yeah, that was a good line.
Yeah, that was a good line. And at the very end,
just when
just when you thought it was safe in the 25th century.
Yeah.
Okay, that's clever. I like it.
It was, although, how would he know? But and once again,
I figured
that whole.
He'd probably gotten the video clip, as Hewer said, or the media clip, probably was imported into his brain or something like that, so you could synthesize witty witticisms.
It's good. I'll give you one that I thought was good and equally is good, but it's not good in its way.
Right.
It was nice to see the return of Sad Buck.
Yeah.
We've talked about that in other episodes. Every once in a while, he gets that everything is gone, my life is
Right.
destroyed, and he gets into that funk.
Yeah.
And
And unfortunately, Sullen Buck is wooden acting by Gil Gerard, at
yeah,
least in my book. I have a note here. It says Buck is more wooden than usual.
he's beaten. He's
Yeah,
beaten down.
he's very
He's
sullen and numb. And
yeah.
and I will concede that is depth.
But and then on the flip side of that, and I mean, the reason I say sort of, it's not because of his acting. It's because it's good to see that again, because that is part of the character of Buck Rogers. He is so far distant from everything
Yeah.
that it's bound to be an issue. But I don't like to see Buck sad because, it's Buck. So that's the negative side. And I do think that there is the completely and totally throwaway scene that isn't with the street musician that puts it in perspective for him.
Oh, Sylvie, the magician and huckster?
Yeah. The past is gone. Mm-hmm. And I think Buck finally gets it because then at the end, he's also kind of like, I get it. I get
He
it.
has to make
This is
do with
where I
where he
am.
is now, and Tweaky says, "Welcome home, Buck." It's like,
Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Yeah. So that's
Definitely the ambiquad is designed to help Buck deal with living in the 25th century.
I think he's also got some sort of magical abilities that he can take all the materials needed to make a hot tub and stuff them in a poster tube and carry them around for Buck.
Yeah, I don't quite know what the parts he was looking for were. I mean, maybe they were just I don't know. It's the 25th century. Who knows what happens?
It's an
Maybe
insta hot tub. You just add
yeah.
water.
You just stick this in whatever vessel you're sitting in, boom, it's an instant hot tub. And I think
I want to thank you guys for helping me with my shopping. Did they
yeah.
really help you with your shopping, Buck?
Yeah,
Did
might
they
have.
really? Buck, that thing Tweaky's carrying might be 300 pounds. Maybe that's it.
Oh, maybe. That could be it. I mean, you're gonna take
all
one
the
of
water is in there.
yeah, there you go. It's condensed water. Dehydrated. There you go. Just add oh yeah. Never mind. We've been down this road before. I like that he goes shopping with one of the brains that controls the city he's in. It's like, me and my pal Barack are gonna go to the 7-Eleven. You want something? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then they're done shopping and they're like, so what is it you're doing, Buck? It's like, you guys are a lot of help. You don't even know why he's here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's for us, but still it's kind of lame.
Yeah. Old Chicago shopping mall. That looks nothing like old Chicago.
No, there's lots of bamboo there I saw.
Yeah, that looks like old Los Angeles shopping mall to
Pretty
me.
much. Yep.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I like it's the Earth Preservation Society is the group that's put that together. You think Buck is a member of that? I mean, he could also be an exhibit.
he'd be an exhibit, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about I'll put a bright spot in this, and it's just a bright spot for me, and I can't really put a finger on it. It's one of those things. Anne Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
I have always liked Anne Lockhart, and her mom is June Lockhart,
Yeah.
famous one of the actresses who has been called America's mom, right? She's the mom of the kid in Lassie. She's the mom of the family in Lost in Space, right? That's the role that it's a wholesome mom role that June Lockhart always had. And for all I know, she could be a sex addicted coke fiend in her real life, but that's not the character she always played. And Anne Lockhart is like her spitting image. Those two look so alike. The first time I ever saw her in Battlestar Galactica, I instantly was like June Lockhart. But it cannot be.
What?
She's too young.
Yeah, a couple decades ago, yeah.
But she gets it. In other words, she gets that wholesome thing just endowed upon her by, I'm guessing, by the Anne Lockhart connection, right? Me anyway, at least I see her and it's just like, this is like the all-American girl next door. She just exudes that. And again, she could also be a coked up sex fiend for all I know in real life. But again, the roles she ends up playing are typically pretty. She's never the sexy siren, right? It's always. I think Sheba on Galactica was about as edgy as it got in anything I've ever seen her in. But if you wanted to try to pick what an all-American astronaut's girlfriend would look like,
Yeah, it's an
bam,
excellent choice. Excellent choice. Exactly.
it really is. And she does okay. I'm not bagging on her acting or anything. It's just
Oh no, she was fine.
she's fine.
No
She's
notes there.
not stretching her range at all in this one, even when she's being bad, quote unquote bad.
Mhm.
She's still a good girl who's just right. I mean, they even have a line about that where she says, "Look, my
Yeah.
much vaunted, my much valued ethics were so much for my
They
ethics were
weren't getting
getting
me
me," or
anywhere.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
weren't getting me
nowhere.
anywhere. Yep.
So I decided to do this one dodgy thing, and it's going to get me killed. And
Exactly.
And if she'd given 4.5 seconds to it, right at the end, she's like, well, I'm just going to go off with Buck. Reeves says, okay, well, I'm going to give you your money and you can go. And then she says, well, I think I'm going to go with Buck. He's like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. It's like, A, why? Why do you care? But B, I'm not going to let you do that. But then Buck comes in, kicks his butt, knocks him out, takes him prisoner. We don't know about the next batch of cards yet. And at that point, her character is like, no, Buck, I'm not going with you. It's like all Buck has to do is put Reeve in prison. He's not coming after you to kill you. So, she could have turned. But obviously, we have to come to that point where she stops a bullet for Buck because that's what they all do.
Yeah. Now, so this is definitely the second time the femme fatale has been turned by Buck.
Oh, yeah. He's got the old Buck magic.
Exactly. The Rogers effect.
Yeah. Yeah. He hasn't even had a chance for that.
Well,
Yeah.
hey.
This is the Buck magic. Now we haven't gotten to the Rogers effect. That's what Sean Connery does.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
let's see. I like the throwaway, the voiceover one there.
oh, yeah.
There were two of them. The spaceport.
It was Captain Christopher Pike.
Yeah. Christopher Pike report to the Veterans Affairs Office.
Yep.
And also, Officer Qatar Hall, your ship is being rated to Hangar Bay 9. That's Hawkman from the DC Comics. I had to look that one up.
That is his Thanadorian name.
Exactly.
I believe.
I believe that is foreshadowing for the next season because we get a Hawkman out of that. Whether we want it or not.
I hope not.
It says
I hope it was not intentional foreshadowing.
No,
I'm sure it was not.
I'm sure it was accidental.
I cannot remember what Hawkman's English name is, though. He does have one. It's kind of a variation of that, but
Hal? Is that the Green Arrow?
That's the Green Arrow, Hal Jordan.
Hold on here.
It doesn't matter. Listeners, leave a comment. Let us know.
Yeah, if you remember what Hawkman's name is.
Yeah. I don't have to look it up. Yeah. Okay. Quick question. In the spaceport, Buck goes to the reservation counter and he's like, I got to find that woman. And I'm in a military uniform. He could flash a badge or something. But he's like, I need to find out that woman. And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And the other guy keeps looking up at him and then finally goes, hey, you're Buck Rogers, aren't you? Yeah, let him have the information. Is he in on it? Because of the way Reeve is doing all his master,
I don't know,
manipulation.
Maybe, but then again, I think
could just be.
Yeah, I think that Buck Rogers is kind of becoming a known commodity on Earth. Maybe that's why he has to go on the long patrol in the second season. Uh,
No one out there will know him.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would, with all the guys, planning and whatnot, I wouldn't doubt that he's actually in on it, but I don't know. I think it's just happy accidents
Yeah, I don't think he was, but
because
at
they would
first
have,
when he kept looking over there, I felt, "That's a little sus,"
yeah, they would have
as
put,
the kids would say.
yeah, they would have put Leela in any, in Buck's line of view, anyways, no matter what.
Mhm.
So just
Yeah.
sped the plan up a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Buck would have found out, but
Yeah,
although I do think it's funny that he said do you remember how he identified her to the woman?
yeah, gave her physical description.
Like,
Yeah,
28 years old, blonde, pink dress or something like that.
yeah,
And so the woman just like, "Is this her?" And it's like not a woman in a pink dress. This is
yeah.
completely different clothing. It's like, yeah, okay. How do what kind of system do you have for looking people up on a shuttle
Well,
that,
maybe that
it
was just
goes by
her.
what they're wearing and
I'm guessing that was just her bio photograph in her identification
yeah.
file. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe it was just
Well, how
a
did she
process
find
of
it?
elimination. Maybe it was, you know, maybe it was a fairly light shuttle. We don't know how many people are on the shuttle.
No, we saw all
Could
those
be
people that were
6.
getting no, we
They were
saw,
just going through the gates. We don't.
I think they were all going through that same door.
Were
So,
they? No,
yeah,
okay.
I think so. So, I mean,
Well,
and they're
anyways.
all the shuttles are packed. They're running them every 20 minutes to get them to City by the Sea, which we will come to later.
Oh, good,
Um,
good.
when Buck is sad and he goes to bed, we get to see his I want to go to sleep. Seem to
Mhm.
recall that in the original it said, or in the first episodes, like it said, I want to go to bed. And he said, well, I'm gonna have to change that. So now it's I want to go to sleep. The thing comes down, there's the little dome over his head.
Yeah,
He lies down under he almost whacks his head
on
as
the
he's getting
couple's
into
bunk
it.
bed.
Yes. Is that what it is, or is that some
Yeah.
sort of sleep over thing? I don't know.
I think it's a second birth. That's my guess anyways, because it looked like the mattress thing he was laying on.
Yeah, it does look like the same. I admit it looks like the same mattress thing, but it doesn't have the dome thing over the head to put you to sleep or whatever. But anyway, what I'm getting to is he almost bumps his head as he's getting into that thing because it's a
Mhm.
stupid position. And then when he wakes up from his dream, it's not there.
Oh, didn't notice that.
I mean, they kind of twisted the camera in a way that maybe it's hidden, but it really doesn't look like it's there because it was very close to his head when he was getting out, and it didn't come anywhere close. Or when he was getting him, it didn't come anywhere close when he got out. So I think they just pulled it out because Gil probably broke it, and they just like,
Yeah.
we'll just hide the camera.
Look at the camera angle's not working on
Probably
this.
flinging it across the room. It's like, oh, this stupid prop. Keep hitting my head on it. Ugh." Let's see. Hewer has a backstory.
I know, that was shocking.
It was a little bit shocking, and also he's, like a human being. And I'm not saying that Hewer isn't a human being in other episodes, but, he does seem to be a bit clueless
Oh,
about and in this one, he's like, "Yeah, I get it. I totally get it, Buck."
yeah.
You know?
It was
Like, he's
nice
just
that they
a guy.
yeah, it was nice that they had that in there.
It is equally sad to see how much Wilma is not happy of this whole situation at all.
Yeah.
Face it,
Well,
girl, Buck
I
just isn't into you.
well, yeah, and she doesn't like seeing her friend go off on a wild goose chase because that both she and Hewer know that it's not going to end very well. But here's to hoping. And how
You
could it
know,
end, anyways? I mean, it can't be her. She'd
it
be
can't be
really
her.
old. I mean, how could that happen?
Well, Hieronymus Fox made it.
Yeah, well, he
I
had
had him put me in suspended animation until you came back. Oh, no.
granted, we don't know anything about her backstory. She might have been a research scientist in
Yeah,
suspended animation. Who knows?
and not as I suspect, the girl who works at the soda fountain
Yeah.
slinging chocolate malts and hamburgers.
Right. Who knows? Maybe
down by the base.
Maybe when she perfected her techniques, she froze Hieronymus Fox.
There you go. No, but I don't actually believe that was what Aaron Gray was trying to portray, though.
Oh, really?
I mean, I got this, like, I definitely got this sort of wistful, like, I really wish Buck felt that way about me
Oh, well, it could be.
in those scenes. But, yes, she doesn't want to see her friend sad. Absolutely not. He won't confide in her in the shuttle. That hurts her. Then when she knows what he's going off to do, even when she says, I hope he finds, he deserves it. I hope he finds what he's looking for. He deserves it. She cannot get the out of her voice. Like, I hope you get what you want. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Something I forgot to mention. We talked about how much trouble they went to kidnap Buck.
Yeah.
And so they break into Buck's apartment. Remind listeners who were asleep 10 minutes ago. Break into Buck's apartment, find a photograph of an unidentified woman, take another person and microsurgery alter her so that she looks just like Buck's girlfriend. Then they put her in the way of Buck, so Buck keeps seeing her until he's distracted to the point where then he's got to chase her down and get the thing. And when he finds it, so that's the system. We all know that. And when he gets to her, what is almost the first thing he says to her, which just blows it out of the water. Even the voice is right.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you call attention to that, stupid scriptwriter? Why would you call attention to that?
I'm not sure. That line was, it's like, okay. I guess that's just very lucky of them. Or Buck actually has a very fairly poor memory for voices.
So there's this thing. I'm sure you've heard about this, and I'm sure our listeners have heard about it because I'm sure we've talked about it at points, that the BBC, when they were shooting the Pertwee era Doctor Who's, they made film copies of them, right? The telecine, and so that they could syndicate them in those, some of the black and white and whatnot. And that now that they've lost everything, they have found that they can actually look into the film grain and figure out what the colors were. And they use that as the first step of their recreation of the color, the recolorizations of some of the stories like the Silurians, which is just amazing that they've taken this picture and did not realize they were capturing information that they never knew was there. And
yeah,
obviously, it turns out film can also capture the voice of a person who is not talking at the time the picture is taken. But that's the only way they could have gotten the voice right.
One single frame, exactly.
One single frame of her looking kind of wholesome and girl next door, but at the same time inviting. And
sometimes I wonder if
maybe they can shape the larynx from that picture.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, who knows? Sometimes I wonder if Buck's mind probe, or whatever you want to call it, that undoubtedly has happened to him, if that data has gone on to the black market and little snippets of it have been purchased. So maybe there's a random clip of Buck talking to Jennifer, and actually
from
he remembers
from
the
one
voice.
Of his mind probe.
What? No, not the mind probe.
Yes,
recordings. Yes,
very same mind probe. Yes,
you got to remember, if you mention the mind probe.
No, that's right. I got
the mind probe. That's right.
Yeah,
remember that. When did Earth get androids?
About 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they just showed up. The taller ambiquads, I guess. Yeah,
but we've never seen any evidence that
Earth
has.
We've never seen anything like
prison.
The
prison desert world, but that's an alien race.
Well, maybe they purchased them from Earth. Still exporting arms after 500 years.
Also, you do have to wonder what is the practical value of pyramid-shaped boxes.
I don't know, but pyramids and cylinders are in great demand these days.
Packing in the future has gotten just as dumb as doors. Rectangle wouldn't work for you. Nope. We
gotta be futuristic, so make it a pyramid. Okay. Shiny. Make it shiny.
Yeah. I guess actually the old Buck Magic was working double time in this episode because Nola got the hots for him too.
Oh, well, yeah.
He shot her down pretty fast though, didn't he?
Yes. I'm not your type. It's like, okay.
Ooh, yeah. You are in what we call red face.
Took me a moment to recognize who that was. It's Mary Woronov. She was in Night of the Comet.
I thought that was Mary Catherine Stewart.
No. She was the one in the base that they had to infiltrate to get the kids back.
Oh.
She's been in various things. She's very tall.
I didn't recognize her, I have to say. She felt familiar, but with the makeup. The same is true with Reeve. It's like, I'd know this guy if he weren't wearing red makeup and have a thing over his hair, but...
Yeah, Paul Coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was in Omega Man, apparently.
Well, he probably had white makeup on then.
Later on, after when trying to make the vaccine, I believe. I think.
Oh, was he one of the kids?
Maybe. I don't know.
Was he the young doctor?
Yes, I'm going to go with that.
There is a similarity there. Yeah, the one that drove off with the pint of blood from Neville. Yeah.
I think that was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can see that. I can totally see that. I think one of the things, we might as well get to this now because it's all I have left.
Yeah.
City on the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
First off, that's an interesting matte painting.
Yeah,
for a
very
place that's supposed to be New Orleans.
Yeah.
What with the cliffs and all.
I'm thinking that the bombs hit pretty big back then.
They must have really, really popped some big holes. There.
Those are edges of craters. Yeah.
But couple things about it. One, lamest Mardi Gras ever.
Oh,
where are the beads?
Yeah, no beads and
mimes and acrobats.
Yeah. I mean, no floats, no nothing else, but
no crowds
and no budget.
No budget. And I'll tell you something. I think, I could be wrong, but I'm going to hazard a guess that low budget inspired Mardi Gras becoming the Festival of the Masks, because that means all the extras from the old Chicago Mall could be the same extras in City on the Sea.
Yeah, it basically give them masks and maybe a cloak and same costuming. Done.
Yep. Just get out there.
In fact, that's probably, I bet it was shot on the same day. It's just one of the side, not halls, but one of the side breezeways off the main drag where you have like the side entrances to the stores and whatnot. That's kind of what that area looked like.
Was Buck wearing his Defense Directorate outfit when he was shopping?
I think so.
That's unusual.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't think he was, actually. But it would be unusual, but it would make sense because then they just, turn the cameras a different direction and put the masks on and go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're pressed for time here.
We're losing light, people.
Yeah. It's like, why do they have this celebration? It's like, I may not be of that inkling or that ilk, but I at least understand the logic behind Mardi Gras. I know what it is. It's a religious festival to start with. And what do we got going here for the Festival of the Masks or whatever? Why are they doing this? Is it just, I don't know.
I think it's part of the Earth Preservation Society. They're a lot bigger than you think.
Apparently,
I don't know. No idea why they have it, other than just to show up in this script.
So we've now got New Phoenix, New Chicago, New Detroit, City on the Sea.
Right, City in the Sea. I want to say that there's Atlanta? No.
I don't think
New
we did
Phoenix.
hear some place that was like Memphis or something that was on the radio.
Yeah, it was one of the space controls. Wasn't
Yeah.
Tulsa, was it?
Tulsa. Yes, I think it
Was
was.
it Tulsa?
I think it was
Okay.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
New Tulsa, obviously.
Yeah, well, yes.
Now, why do you think that they call it City on the Sea?
I'm not sure. I think it has to go. It goes back to the
Is it obvious?
the cliffs in the interesting landscape now that it's been bombed to oblivion, or perhaps
No,
the
it's-
delta of is farther north than it used to be.
No. It's simple. It really is. It's stupid and it's simple. Because New Orleans sounds stupid.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I mean, yes, they made a joke of it in Doctor Who, but
Yeah,
yeah.
They're
They
like
don't have
New
much
New York.
imaginative names. Yeah, we haven't seen a New York
Yeah,
in Buck Rogers either, right? So, yeah. I don't know that I have anything else on this episode.
I got one more thing. We hear about contraterrene warheads,
Oh, yeah.
antimatter
Yeah.
devices.
Antimatter.
So I'm wondering if the same writer wrote this as
Plot to Kill a City.
Plot to Kill a City, yeah. And yes, it's Alan Bennett, the same author as who wrote The Plot to Kill a City. So
He's very fond of his contraterrene.
likes those buzzwords, the antiquated ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a term nobody really uses anymore, if ever. Frankly, maybe it's not just antiquated. I don't think anybody ever used it, but there you go.
Yeah, I think it's very old.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I think we're done with this episode of Buck Rogers.
Yep.
And gosh, oh golly, it's one of my favorites. Next time, it's the Space Rockers.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgotten about this one for obviously, well, soon to be obvious reasons.
They have exactly one song.
Yeah. We're going to hear it a lot,
yeah.
aren't we?
A lot. Yeah, we are. And it'll probably even be in the soundboard.
No, that's lovely.
I know. It's like we'll have to, or as someone might say,
What a bummer.
I knew I needed an opportunity to use that somewhere. All right.
Perfect.
John, thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Listeners, I hope you'll join us all again next time on Fusion Patrol. This has been Fusion Patrol. Thanks for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, we hope you'll consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com/fusionpatrol or patreon.com/fusionpatrol. For our Patreon subscribers, we're currently running a special series on Babylon 5. Come join the conversation and find other content at fusionpatrol.com. You can contact us on social media where our Fediverse address is @podcast@fusionpatrol.com or by email at feedback@fusionpatrol.com. Fight the Future by Amberwolf is our theme music. You can find more from Amberwolf at bandcamp.com. This has been a Lone Locust production.